How y'all doing today? Great, 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 great. Okay, so my name is Ashley, also known as Galaxy, and I'm gonna share a poem with y'all, okay? Is that good? So I just wanna say to all the entrepreneurs that's gonna be pitching today, if you have to go first, you're not first. I'm gonna bless the stage for y'all, all right? Entrepreneurs are everything, but becoming one is not always easy. And in the beginning, when you first decide to start a business, I imagine it feels similar to joining a circus. Exciting and entertaining. An arena full of opportunities, somewhat saturated with clowns and acrobats, but full of opportunity. Call it organized chaos. Joining is somewhat risky, but it allows you to create your own mission and make something marvelous. And in the beginning, you're not quite mastered your skills, so you're willing to contort your body for self-care, ignoring your schedule and self-care. You realize that applying for that LLC is not as easy as you thought it was gonna be. Leveraging your lessons, you begin to learn. In the beginning, you'll realize that becoming a ringleader is not as easy as applying for that LLC, an activity only reserved for the brave. The cost of admission is high and the hours are long. It feels like a sideshow, a juggling act. It's your 5 to 9 after your 9 to 5, but you still love the thrill of the drive. You create, innovate, and when everything's going great, you celebrate. And then you have those days where you have to lion tame your liabilities all alone, when you want to cry because you have no idea how you're going to make it by, and then you remember your why, and that's what helped you to survive. You realize that technically you have a town full of supporters, spectators, waiting to see how far you would go, how daring you could be, how you were brave enough to reach this feat. Leveraging your lessons, you begin to learn. Turning your circus into sales, your costs into cash flow. You let the tight ropes teach you how to balance sheets, and now you're on your way to living in Google Suites. You become a magician. Tap to pay is your favorite card trick. Now you are creating companies out of thin air, pulling rabbits out of hats, sharing business hacks. Tell me, between me and you, have you ever seen someone turn a white box into a wonderland? Or create a storefront worthy of Instagram? Isn't it beautiful how business owners learn to bend reality, turning blueprints into buildings, they hungers from their hobbies or their pastimes into their passions, ignoring the looks, embracing QuickBooks to Houdini into higher tax brackets? Everyone wasn't made to perform, to weather the storm, to stand under the spotlight and pitch why this business was right, but you are. And sometimes, when you first decide to start a business, it might feel like a carnival ride. And some people will only see the amusement. But when your elevation starts to look more like levitation, people will stop asking you if it's a circus and start asking you if it was magic. Thank you.
Innovate. You want me over there? Yes. Why not? Let's throw it over here. And when the times are good, you celebrate. I also heard she said, technically, you have a whole town supporting you. You see what she did there? Technically, the town is supporting you. Hi, everybody. I'm Ned Stabler. I'm the Vice President for Economic Development at Wayne State and the CEO here at TechTown, the town that is technically here to support you. Welcome to the 15th RBC Showcase. Yeah. Thank you for coming out tonight. We have a great bunch of entrepreneurs that are going to be pitching tonight for you. Can we get a big round of applause for all of them? 11 years we have been running RBC. We have 200 alumni out there. Any alumni in the audience? Anybody? Yeah, look at that. Take a look at who raised their hand. Make sure you go see them. Make sure you go patronize their shops and their restaurants and their stores. We love this program here at TechTown. TechTown, we've been in business for 20 years now. 20 years. This is our anniversary this year. You can see the new logo up there with 20 years. We have helped over 6,000 businesses who've gone on to raise more than $400 million in capital. Yeah, that's worth some applause. Last year alone, we worked with more than 1,000 entrepreneurs who raised $24 million. And what I'm most proud of is those entrepreneurs are Detroit. 80, yeah, they are. Look, they are. You're going to see that tonight. More than 82% of those entrepreneurs were entrepreneurs of color. 65% of them were women. 63% of them were black entrepreneurs. 11% were immigrant entrepreneurs. This is a program, this is a place to make sure that the prosperity that we are building here in Detroit gets passed along, that everybody gets to participate in that prosperity. It's not just for a few. We will only be successful if everybody gets to benefit from it. Before I hand it over to the man of the hour, Ferris, in just a minute, I have a little bit of homework to do. I have to thank our sponsors. Our sponsors tonight are the JP Morgan Chase Foundation. So a big round of applause for them. They've been supporting this work for, 8 or 9 years at least. The New Economy Initiative. Yes, a program of the Community Foundation of Southeast Michigan. The Ralph C. Wilson Jr. Foundation. And the Walters Family Foundation. So let's have a big round of applause for all of them. I think Ferris is going to introduce your judges, but I want to say a special thank you to all of the judges who come out. You don't have to be here, and we greatly appreciate everything you do, not only for the folks tonight, but also in the community broadly. Thank you so much for all the work that you put in. We're really honored to have you here with us tonight. So with that, let me introduce you to Ferris Alami, who has been with us since 2013. RBC, he was the OG, the first person in the place, and he's still with us today. Ferris, take it away.
Thank you, Ned. Hello, everyone. This is exciting times. It's really nice to see you all here. And for those who maybe get a chance to watch this later when it's recorded, thank you for joining us then. It's really, I'm honored to be here with you. My name is Ferris Allen. For those who I have not met, I've been leading the facilitating team for the last, 10-ish years, 11-ish years. And it's really an honor to be here with you. I see so many familiar faces and some new faces, so thanks for being here. Today's really, it's not about me. It's all about these amazing entrepreneurs that will get to show you what they have done. But I want to just give you a little bit of history of what happened with them the last 14-ish weeks that they've been here. They showed up thinking that they will be in and out a couple of hours a week and it'll be done, and they realized really fast that this takes a whole lot of time, okay? And I think we met every Tuesday for a couple of hours, 3 hours exact, and then next thing you know, they're working 15 to 20 hours every week, and someone was like, wait a second, I thought it was like 10 to 15. Well, it's maybe like 15 to 20, something like that. So for their family and friends that have been wondering what happened to them, please know that they have been working on some work because we might discuss something. Some stores, they have to come back and report back to us, tell us what they like, what they don't like, what they want to do with it. So that takes time, that takes a process, that takes a lot of effort. So I want to thank them for putting all their effort and their mindset to make it happen and for being here today graduating. Congratulations. And of course, Ned already started by saying these amazing judges volunteer their times, and they are here today to listen to you and give you some feedback, and at the end we'll have a few more checks to hand out in addition to all the support that you will get from TechTown. So with that, rather than me introducing, actually, it'll be nice for them to hear from your voices. So just tell them who you are and what you do. Maybe you got a minute to tell them a little bit about what you're doing, and we'll start with Nikki, and we'll work our way backward.
Hi, I'm Nikki Nugel. I'm the owner of Flamingo Vintage in Southwest Detroit, and I have a full-time brick-and-mortar vintage shop, and I'm an RBC alum from 2017.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Frederick Paul II. I am the Associate Director of the Business Support Network Office at Invest Detroit. We work in close partnership with the New Economy Initiative, which is a special project by the Community Foundation for Southeast Michigan. I'm also an RBC alum from 2018 as the founder of Fahrenheit 313, Detroit's hottest sneaker exchange on the Avenue of Fashion.
Good evening. My name is Marilyn Lawrence. I'm going to start out by saying I'm a native Detroiter, born and bred, but I work for CIBC Bank. I'm a relationship manager there where I help small businesses get access to capital.
Hello, my name is Miles Hamby. I'm a commercial real estate broker and also owner of Do Services, a real estate development consultants firm.
Thank you. So before we get to the show, I just want to introduce a few more people because without them, there will not be a program. In addition to us being facing forward with the entrepreneurs, which my colleagues here, Christina and Carrie. They'll get the chance in a minute to introduce all the entrepreneurs. There's also Latrice somewhere here. Oh, we got in the back, okay. Now, I will get to thank him at the end. I'm going to make him stand up at the end. But in case you're not here till the end, which I doubt it, you probably will be here because you want to see those big checks, I want to make sure that I recognize there are so many other people that work with TechTown behind the scene to make this room looks the way it is, to have these screens up here, to have this food here, to have all these activities that you might not see, that they're working every day to get funding for the program, to make sure that people know about the program, managing the programs. So I just want to make sure that if you're here from TechTown, just raise your hand. It's not possible to mention every name because we'll be here for the next 2 hours, but raise your hand and say thank you. Thank you, thank you. All right, we'll recognize them at the end by name if I can remember every single person. Yes, I see a hand back there. I can't see about the lights, sorry. But with that, I think it's time for me to move on. And with that, maybe, Christina, you can start? All right, Christina will start our entrepreneurs. The way it's going to work, just so you understand it, 3 minutes, each one of them will get to pitch. I will be right here making sure that they have 3 minutes, and there'll be a timer right there for them to see it. And what happens is after the 3 minutes is over, the judges will have 2 minutes to ask questions. And once they're done with the questions, the time is over, the next person comes up. We run on time, meaning that we will be 3 minutes and 2 minutes, and we start on time, we end on time. It means that sometimes I might have to cut someone off, and if that happens, I hope I don't, but I will if I need to. So with that being said, looking forward to hearing all these presentations and looking forward for your engagement with them.
All right, I'm the short one, so let's bring this down. Hi, thank you so much for being here. We're going to kick it off tonight with Amanda Sweet, owner of Revamp the Community.
At 12 years old, I was escorted out of my middle school by police and later put on drug and alcohol probation. That was my first experience with community service. Several abusive relationships later, and I was desperately seeking community. My name is Amanda Sweet. I am the creative fairy godmother, and I help people get fly, make friends, and save the world through community. And in my time, I was able to later get my degree in media communications. I founded the Revamp with my now husband, and I was crowned the first ever Miss Voluptuous America, where I got to teach people all over the globe how to party with purpose. And for the last 15 years, I've had the beautiful experience of volunteering and curating events across the nation. Through the Revamp, our clothing swap festivals, we learned a lot about what it takes to host impactful events. So far, we've donated over 13,000 pounds of clothing back into nonprofits right here in Detroit. So when people ask me for help, see, there we go. So when new event hosts ask me for help, I usually hear the problem that the spaces are really hard to get. They're expensive. That's why we had to start outside. Venues are astronomically priced, time-consuming to book, and frankly, the entire process is just super outdated. But that's where we come in. Revamp the Community is a co-event space that's going to change the way that we host events forever. In our future 3,000 square foot space, located near Northwest Goldberg, Detroit, we'll be able to host a range of events. From grassroots to galas, we'll be able to support any event at whatever price and be more supportive. Revamp the Community is a membership-based co-event space that offers regular access to event venues, media studios, along with education and consulting to support the success of your event-based businesses. So we went legit, and this year we've brought in $4,000 in ticket sales, and we're projecting another $6,000. Next year, we'll launch our consulting, and we're projecting $25,000 in revenue. And in 2026, we'll open our doors, launch our membership, and we're conservatively projecting $220,000 in revenue. And in 2027, we're projecting $250,000, and we'll begin developing our nationwide app. With the $5,000, we'll lock in our trademark, get a little rebrand, and we'll launch our website landing page. Finding community is what I needed to survive. And now we're creating the event spaces for your communities to thrive. Come kick it with us and see what the magic is all about at our next Clothing Swap Festival this September, and help us save the world through community.
How do you plan to use the money if you are awarded?
So we're going to get a trademark, launch our website landing page so we can collect emails, and then we'll also do a little rebrand from our old to our new logo.
Could you tell us a little bit why you chose this neighborhood and that location for your brick and mortar?
Yeah, so Northwest Goldberg has a lot of rebuilding happening right now. They're focused on community, they're focused on investing in their people, and my husband and I have done a lot of creativity work in Lincoln Street Art Park, so that space is very familiar to us, and we do believe that we can bring valuable economic supportive space there.
How were you able to gauge your potential customers' interest in paying a subscription for a co-event space?
Yeah, so right now I'm the community director at a co-working space based in Royal Oak where I support over 500 members. And one of the big things that I see is the entertainment-based businesses are struggling to find their space to host regular events. So I feel like I already have about 20 people, which is what we based our projections on. That 220,000 is based on 20 members for the first year. And I feel like that's a very accessible rate, and I think it can grow pretty quickly.
I do have a question, actually. So do you plan to have any kind of retail in there, or are you banking solely on memberships?
So we're going to do memberships. We're also going to offer access to regular event rental. We foresee that our first year we'll probably get a la carte rentals before we get the buy-in to that regular membership. But I think they'll learn pretty quickly that we can set a vibe and we can support them and give them access to resources so that they'll come back again and again.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, next up is Chanel Johnson, owner of Lily Ann's.
By a show of hands, how many people have had CMOS before? Okay. Did you know that CMOS is a $2.5 billion industry? My name is Chanel Johnson, and I am the owner of Lily Ann's LLC. What is sea moss? Sea moss is a sea vegetable that's similar to seaweed. It has 92 of the 102 minerals that your body needs on a day-to-day basis, meaning it helps to rid the body of mucus, it helps with heart health, as well as digestion. Sea moss became a part of my life in 2019 when I made the conscious decision to go plant-based. With the knowledge that I knew during that time, I was able to help my father in December of 2020 when he was taken to the hospital with low oxygen levels. By the grace of God, we were able to take sea moss up to him, and shortly he was on a road to recovery. I know that's right, Dad. Sea moss products that Lily Ann's have. We have the fresh sea moss lemonade, if you tried it out there. It's amazing. We also have a sea moss sauce or gel, and we have soaps and shea butters and many, many more products. We've been to places such as Arizona as well as California doing pop-ups and different expos. Our first year in business, we did $70,000 in sales. Our next 2 years, we had a drop, but we went from 2 business owners to 1. And now we are on track to reach our goal of $70,000 this year. How we're gonna do it? We plan to open up a kiosk inside of the mall, as well as participate in multiple Detroit events as well. By 2027, once we open up our brick and mortar, we will have the opportunity to have fresh products in store for the community to come, and we also plan to have our products in stores like Myers and Target. The future of Lily Ann's. Currently, we are interested in a space that's off of Grand River in Southfield in the area where I grew up and currently stay. At this location, we plan to have our fresh sea moss products on hand. We plan to have a community space for the community to come and have a workspace, bring your laptop, and we'll have events where you can do sea moss making as well as shea butter making. How will this 5K help Lily Ann's? First, we will participate. We're already participating in a grant, so $2,000 will go towards a matching grant. We will also work towards getting our food and beverage license, and we will get our shelf life testing for all of our products. With that being said, if everyone can pull your phones out, scan the code, and keep up with all our upcoming events and our products, and we look forward to seeing you all at our grand opening. Thank you.
How did you decide to place your product at a kiosk in the mall? How did you come up with that decision versus placement elsewhere?
Got you. So at the time, we weren't in a space where we wanted to actually get a whole storefront. So I was like, you know what? Let's go into the kiosk and let's just see how it go in the mall. So we were at 12 Oaks, and it went amazing. During those 2 months we were there, we made over $40,000 just in those 2 months.
Thank you.
Yes.
What advantage, when I look at your product, it seems as though this would just blow up through internet sales or getting placements in Myers and other retail outlets. What advantage do you think having a brick and mortar retail location will give you that you couldn't do through kiosks and other lower cost investment ways to get your product out there?
Having a brick and mortar, I feel, will allow for us to have our product fresh and on hand for the community, as well as being able to provide a space for the community to come, to have a safe space, and to learn more about health, honestly, and to show the community how to even make sea moss and learn more about it.
Thank you so much.
All right, next up is Jordan Smith, owner of Next Level Fitness.
June 1st, 2015. That was the day my life changed forever. It was the day I discovered my purpose, and yet the same day I lost my grandmother to stage 4 breast cancer. And while that should have crushed the 15-year-old me, it was that exact moment that instilled the spirit of good health within me. My name is Jordan Smith, and I'm the proud founder of Next Level Fitness. Since 2020, our personal training, yoga, and community wellness programs has allowed us to transform thousands of lives across the state of Michigan. We've also had the pleasure of working with some great partners, including Google, the National Breast Cancer Foundation, and even the city of Detroit, where we hosted weekly workouts at Spirit Plaza. Our goal is to become Detroit's one-stop shop for all things fitness, serving as a fitness hub for personal trainers while offering a full-service facility with a variety of fitness classes for our members to enjoy. In order to make our dreams come true, we would like to occupy the Crawford, which is conveniently located 1 block off of Michigan Ave in the Courtown neighborhood. Now, with no walkable gyms within a mile radius, we are confident that we could dominate this area, as there are no gyms nearby that do what we do. See, while most gyms only offer one style of training, Next Level Fitness will do it all, bringing personal training, group fitness, yoga, community wellness, and even on-site meal prep, all under one roof. Over the past 2 years, we've been able to double our revenue, and we are currently on track to reaching our projected goal of $62,000 by the end of this year. When we open our doors summer 2025, we expect to see an increase in revenue caused by more classes being offered and our tiered memberships. And by the end of 2027, we expect to generate over $200,000 in revenue. Now, your $5,000 investment will help us unlock our next level by allowing us to continue our work with Vanguard Media in the form of brand development. This includes both our content creation and our web development. But hey, enough about us. Let us help you unlock your next level. Take a moment to scan the QR code above to stay up to date with any community programming and training services that we offer. And I look forward to helping you discover the next level. Thank you.
Could you explain to me a little bit more about the meal prep? Are you going to have a kitchen?
No, so it won't be a kitchen. Our version of on-site meal prep is actually going to be partnering with one of the businesses coming up later on today, Grub Bank. But what we're going to be doing is having those fresh, readily available meals inside of our commercial cooler. So we'll have those as well as our cold pressed juices available for our clients.
Thanks.
Yes.
All right, you mentioned personal training, yoga, et cetera. Can you tell me more about your staff and your team that you will put in place to execute some of these programs?
Oh yeah, for sure. So actually I'm coming from a different program before this, Start Studio. And with that, I actually was able to gather over 115 different entrepreneurs that are actually independent personal trainers. So I'm actually looking to bring some of those people on, get them vetted, and bring them onto my staff, whether that's to offer them a space to run their fitness business, or if that's to bring them on as a teacher to host some of the classes we'll be offering.
Can you tell me more about your customer base?
Yeah, so currently right now, our average customer base is adults between the ages of about 27 to 50. But when we open up our space, we do expect to gravitate towards a larger crowd, both on the younger side and our current base, because the area that we're looking for is a highly residential area. So with that being said, those apartment gyms aren't cutting it anymore. We need real results, so we need a real place offering a real solution. And that's what Next Level Fitness will be.
All right, next up is Jocelyn Sansom, owner of Four Taste.
All right, raise your hand if you ever had a cake at your birthday. Now raise your hand if you love a good cookie. Hi, I'm Jocelyn Sansom, pastry chef of Four Taste, where we make deliciously handcrafted treats. Now, my love for food began much earlier than I can remember. However, I do recall my mom telling me my first words were, "I want some more sketty." Translation, I want some more spaghetti. I don't know, I guess God knew I would become a chef. Since the age of 10, I began cooking for my family, then in college, cooking turned baking. Then I began bringing bakers to work, and boom, that's how I picked up some of my first orders. In October of 2020, I had so many orders, I decided to hit the pause button on my day job and focus strictly on my business. Four Taste has grown from just decorated cookies starting at $78 a dozen to decorated cakes ranging from $40 to $200. And now our cookie mixes for just $4.99 a pouch. Four Taste will become a one-stop shop for parties. Over the years, Four Taste has participated in over 100 plus pop-up shops. Yes, 100. In 2021, I decided, what the heck, let's go ahead and start our own cookie decorating classes. In February of just this year, I launched my first cookbook called It's Just Cookies, full of cookie recipes. Well-known brands we work with and currently are still working with, Foot Locker Detroit, Delta Airlines, Bedrock Detroit, and many, many more. Our intended location is Detroit's Grandmont Rosedale neighborhood. Why this neighborhood, you asked? Because they currently don't have a customizable pastry shop. And that's where Fortes will step in with customizable cookies and cakes. In our first full year of just selling decorated cookies, our revenue was $22,500. The following year, our revenue doubled. This was just cookies, y'all. This year, we've already exceeded $20,000, on track to reach $75,000 by placing products in stores, online orders, and attending festivals. In 2025, we will add a location, and that will increase our revenue to $180,000. By 2027, with a combination of wholesale contracts, online orders, and store orders, and festivals, we will reach our goal of $350,000. Winning $5,000 will help Fortes rebrand from our old logo to our new logo. And we have already identified a used mini cargo van for $3,000 that will help us transport products and our pop-up equipment. Let's keep in touch. Follow us on all social media outlets, and don't forget to book us for our next event.
Hello. What do you need to capitalize on that relationship with Delta?
I need a production kitchen, to be honest, because when Delta order, they order in bulk. So I would need a lot of hands and I would need a lot of machines.
And could you remind me, how are the cookie kits doing as far as revenue?
Yes. So our cookie kits are doing amazing, actually. Just about every other month, we'll have someone order in bulk 30 to 100 cookie DIY kits.
When you get your brick and mortar, can you tell me about your staffing, and are you ready to scale up to meet that demand?
Yes, so the idea for my brick and mortar is basically a commercial kitchen. Most of the space will be a commercial kitchen with a pickup window. And so that's where we will produce all of our orders for our major clients, and then also deliver to local stores like Meyer, Rivertown, and things like that.
How do you plan to finance the commercial kitchen?
Okay, so right now we already have been approved for a loan, and we're gonna capital stack, which I learned in TechTown funding. And so that's how we're going to fund our commercial kitchen.
All right. Next up, we have Tatiana Collins, owner of Not So Cliche Boutique.
Have you ever been told you couldn't do something and did exactly what they told you couldn't do? Hi, my name is Tatiana Collins, and I am the owner of Not So Cliche Boutique. And as a little girl, I always wanted to have my own clothing line. I always wanted to do fashion, and I wanted to go to school for fashion. But people doubted what I would do with a fashion degree, so I let it rest. I majored in something else, but that burn to be in the fashion industry was still in me. So in 2019, as a freshman student at Wayne State, I was able to start Not So Cliche Boutique, juggling school and business. Not So Cliche Boutique is where passion meets fashion. It's not just a destination, but it's an experience created to indulge in your senses and create your fashion journey. We started with just women's clothing online only until COVID, and that's when we offer pickup and delivery options to our customers within a 15-mile radius. And then in 2021, we were at a marketplace in Westland Mall where we got our first taste of what it'd be like to be in a store. In December of 2022, I dropped Not So Cliche Detroit, and then in September of 2023, I was in Fashion Week in New York. I did my big one with that one. Not So Cliche Detroit gave me the opportunity to express how I felt with my city through clothing. So whether you're out of town or you're in the city streets, Not So Cliche empowers you to embark in your style and you're able to embrace your individuality. These are all of the magazines and social media outlets we have been in and all the fashion shows the boutique has been in so far. So when we were at Westland Mall, we made about $60,000 between 2022 and 2023. This year we made almost $10,000 and we project to make around $60,000 through our online, our sales channels, our pop-up events, and our social media collabs. In 2025, once we are able to open our store, we plan to make that big jump, adding on the profit with $200,000. And then by 2027, we plan on making around $250,000, adding on another sales revenue channel. Our desired location is Wayne State University. We chose this place because me as a student, you have nowhere else to shop. So we will be there. We will hire students that are in the business and fashion majors, and we will offer scholarships as well to those majors. What will we do once we win the $5,000? $25,000 will go to legal negotiations, $15,000 will go to the trademarks, and $1,000 will go to the product photography. So stay connected with us and embracing your fashion journey with us at Not So Cliche.
I noticed that your clothing is very affordable, and that you mentioned that you have a pickup delivery, or you provide delivery services within a 15-mile radius. And I wanted to know, how has that impacted your revenue, or how do you compensate for that, or has it helped you increase your sales by doing that?
Yes, so it has made our revenue go up, especially during COVID, because a lot of people weren't coming outside. So a lot of people feel like we're more accessible to them, that they not only have to get it shipped, but they can get it picked, they can come and pick it up, or we can deliver it to them. So it has generated a lot of revenue from that.
Thank you.
I have a question about your inventory. Do you feel like you're stocked up for a grand opening right now, or would you need to get additional inventory to open?
So in order to open a store, we most definitely would have to get more inventory, but we're already on track to get more inventory, new products that will be in the store as well.
I have a question about inventory as well.
Okay.
What do you plan to do with excess inventory at the end of the season?
So with excess inventory, at the end of each season, it will go on sale. So most of the time we plan on having a shelf life between 30 to 60 days with certain things. So if it hasn't sold by then, we will put it on sale at a really discounted price.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, next up is Monica Morgan, owner of the Monica Morgan Experience.
What do these 3 photos have in common? That's true. They were taken by me. Someone who was once told I was the worst photography student in the class. And yet, for over 3 decades, I've been living life through the lens of a camera, taking celebrities, icons, world leaders. I was Rosa Parks' personal and official photographer. I actually, 3 days after arriving in South Africa, after jumping on a plane with no plan, a bomb went off, and I ran. I ran towards the bomb, and my photographs ran all over the world through the Associated Press newswire. I was a stringer back then. My images have been all over in movies, on TV shows, and right now my photos can be bought through Getty Images, where I'm a contributor, but I own the images. I lease them to them. But one of the most important things about anything that I do is giving back to others. I always grab a young person, an aspiring photographer, an aspiring entrepreneur, a friend, and say, come along with me. Because there are so many stories behind the photos, and that's what people always want to hear. They want to hear about the time that I met Nelson Mandela and went to his home for his 90th birthday party. They wanted to hear about the time that I met Winnie Mandela in Israel and just all of my travels throughout the world. But how do I make my money? I do a lot of corporate photo shoots. I've also published 2 coffee table books, which had about everybody in the community. They were 400-page books. But beyond the lens, envision this, an event space, actually a space for community, a hub, where there'll be after-school programs, where there'll be meet and greets, celebrity meetings, there'll be ticket giveaways like today. It'll be a place for everyone where you feel welcome, and it will be on the avenue of fashion. I've been to so many different things, and I want to bring those international experiences into my own space. And in that space, you're going to learn so much. Yes, giving back to the kids, bringing them in. The revenue channels, photo packages, events, retail sales, sales projections. With all of my programs operating fully in 2027, I plan to make $650,000. Partnerships, collaborations, sponsorships. With the $5,000 support, I will have an amazing e-commerce website, which will tell the stories and show the photos, and also help me get my schedule together. What do these 3 photos have in common? They were taken by the proud new, soon-to-be owner of the Monica Morgan Experience.
Why did you choose the Avenue of Fashion?
Oh, child, let me tell you, we had an assignment in class. I was planning to be over by the DIA. I thought that was my home. But when I went to the Avenue of Fashion, I found my home. There was community there. I started walking through the streets and talking to people. I just got excited. They have an organization called the Independent Retailers Association. Oh, I got a job too. I'm their official photographer for Light Up Livernois. And that's what I'm talking about. Partnerships, collaborations, sponsorships. When you have all of that together, you can't lose. So that's my home.
Thank you.
Where do you currently find your customers, or how do they find you?
They find me because I'm the best. I pick up a camera and people say, wow, what is she doing? I may have a lens. Sometimes I have them for optics. I may have a big, huge lens like this. Don't need it, but you know, image is everything. So I'm walking around carrying all these expensive lenses, just being the best. When you're the best at what you do, people want to follow you. They want to know, how do you do what you do? And that's what I've done all of my life, just being the best. There's even a 30-minute documentary that was done on me and my work, and my then client from Anheuser-Busch, he said, when you want a client like Anheuser-Busch, you do like Monica Morgan does. You just be the best, and we'll follow you. The business will follow you. And I want you all to come on with me on this journey, sign up on my website, and stay with me, because it is going to happen.
All right, you guys, we're halfway through. Next up is Christina LaFleur from Elcott's Attic Bookstore.
Once upon a time, there was a bookstore. Alcott's Attic is an independent, novel model bookstore. Our store started as a bedtime story and is inspired by the attic in Louisa May Alcott's book, Little Women. Novel models are a creative approach to book selling that are bringing about greater accessibility and diversity to the industry. They open the industry to non-traditional booksellers, including single moms like myself, who may not have the immediate capital necessary to open a store. We started doing local deliveries in 2020, and our first deliveries were made by bike. My name is Christina LaFleur. I studied library science at the University of Maine at Augusta and women's entrepreneurship through Cornell University. I'm a member of various industry organizations, and I did event programming for a public library. I currently serve on the Educational Task Force and the Booksellers Advisory Council of the American Booksellers Association. In addition to a curated collection of books, we also carry a variety of literature-inspired sidelines, including toys, tea, accessories, and gifts. We've operated as a pop-up for the past 3 years with a focus on unique and interesting locations and events. We were exhibitors for TEDx Detroit, where we had a banned book fair to celebrate Banned Books Week. We were one of the 18 local businesses chosen for the downtown Detroit markets in 2022. And most recently, we occupied the TechTown space in the Fisher Building. The Fisher Building gave us new opportunities to plan events and create community. We had poetry open mic nights, Montessori story time, and started a silent book club in the Fisher Theater. During our time there, we were also featured in Crane's Business, the Detroit News, Outlier Media, and appeared on both CBS News and Michigan Entrepreneur Television. We would like to carry our novel model approach over to a brick and mortar. We're currently operating a micro bookstore at the Park Shelton across from the DIA while we negotiate a space in the Fisher Building. Our store revenue has been consistently increasing since 2021, with a significant increase in 2022 when we participated in the downtown Detroit markets. With the ability to organize our own events in a centralized location, we project another significant increase in 2025. $5,000 would help get us established in our space, including trademarking our brand, legal fees, and insurance costs. Alcott's Attic is fairy tales and mystical worlds, a hot cup of tea on a rainy day, hidden reading nooks, strong female protagonists, and the unique feeling of curling up between the pages of a good book. Please help us make our story a reality. Thank you.
Can you speak a little bit more about the sustainability of having micro bookstores as a financially sustainable model?
Well, I'm able to operate currently in a smaller space, so it's more affordable for me. I just have to highly curate my collection. I'm also able to special order any book that's in print, and I partner with bookshop.org for ship to home. So I'm able to operate a full-service bookstore in a small space, which is more affordable.
And why did you choose the neighborhood and the location that you just told us about?
I found that my target demographic is in Midtown and New Center. I've done a lot of pop-ups throughout Detroit so that I could research where to find my target demographic.
Do you have any competitors, and what sets you apart from them?
Well, the book selling industry is a very cooperative industry, so we all work together. So we are competitors, but we are also friends. Thank you.
Next up, Aisha Jackson from Divine Union Wedding Chapel and Event Center.
Are you and your partner ready to say I do? Let me assist you. I'm Aisha Jackson, and in 2017, as I prepared for my big day, I was looking for wedding florals and I couldn't find it. So I decided to make my own. When I posted on social media, my Facebook friends told me that I should sell them, and that's when I created Bougie Bouquets and Things. Since then, I've created over 300 wedding florals, decorated 50 events, and coordinated weddings in and out of town, crowning myself the lead bougie expert. I've received training through iWed as a wedding coordinator and an event decorator. I've been published in Voyage LA and Canvas Rebel magazine. And I decided to open Divine Union Chapel and Event Center. After doing some research, I realized that every major city has at least one wedding chapel, while Detroit has not one. As you can see from my previous work, I offer inclusiveness, keep up with the wedding trends, and bring the bougie to every customer. At Divine Union, we will be a one-stop shop with reliable vendors, accommodate a guest count from 2 to 102, and offer childcare for kid-free ceremonies. I have communicated with the owner at 6000 30th Street, and after touring, it's 14,000 square foot. I want to accommodate. It accommodates ample parking, and it's right in the community in which I grew up, with plans to open spring of 2026. Upon receiving the $5,000, I will obtain an attorney for negotiations for the commercial property and a property inspection. My sales for Bougie Bouquets have increased since 2017, and as of now, I have made about $30,000, and I will continue to double that by the end of the year with selling my florals ranging from $300 and up. By 2026, we project around $180,000 with a minimum of $5,000 for our full service weddings. And in 2027, we plan to double that. And by our second full year in business, we plan to exceed the national average of $700,000 at Divine Union Chapel and Event Center. Stay connected with us on social media and let us bring the bougie to your I do.
I was curious to know how much you believe the renovation budget will be for that venue.
So I'm thinking around, because the owner has done some renovations like the roof and everything, so I'm thinking around $200,000 to $300,000.
Could you tell us a little bit more about your marketing plan to attract new customers?
So I plan to, of course, use social media. That has been my biggest platform. I do plan to run ads in certain magazines and, of course, network with other vendors.
Could you explain to me how you plan to scale your sales projections?
So I plan to scale my sales projections with my floral arrangements as well as decor, and I will offer an event center, so I will, to people that's not getting married, they will be able to use our venue as well.
Could you speak more to why you want to have an event center to rent to people, but why do you need one right now as opposed to trying to grow yourself as a wedding coordinator and looking at other, using other spaces?
Okay, so the closest venue is about 40 minutes away from Detroit. So I want to have something that the brides in the city can have a place to get married with as a one-stop shop. So I bring all my experience to them to help them have the wedding, stress-free wedding.
Thank you so much.
And next is Marcia Spivey from the Hub Laundromat Cafe.
How many of you have ever utilized the laundromat? Raise your hands. All right. Now, how many of you were able to use that laundromat, grab a bite to eat, get some work done, and be accomplished while doing a domestic service? All right, less hands. And so you will have the option then to come to the east side of Detroit to do those things. The Hub Laundromat Cafe will be located at 12,400 Kelly Road in District 4 of Detroit. And a few of our community partners are the 9th Precinct Community Council, the Denby Neighborhood Alliance, Camp Restore, Great Communities Now, the East Warren Development Corp, and a few other partners. So it's a trifecta model. You'll be able to clean your clothes by using state-of-the-art, high-efficient washing machines and dryers with coin as well as card-operated. Healthy eats I'm not interested in reinventing the wheel and running the cafe myself, but because the Hub Laundromat and Cafe is an L3C, which is a limited liability company with a mission, we're going to be able to provide healthy eats for pop-up food vendors like we see at TechTown, like we see at Mission Cafe. And so the Hub Laundromat and Cafe will be a social enterprising opportunity. And so some of my colleagues, my fellows here, you'll be able to get their foods at the Hub Laundromat Cafe, as well as make community connections. This is what 12,400 Kelly Road looks like right now. It's not the avenue of fashion, but it will be, the Hub Laundromat Cafe will be a catalyst for the change that you're going to see in District 4 on the east side of Detroit. So here are some renderings here of what the space can look like. You'll see a public space in the front there. I want to go back. Oh. Sorry, I'm losing my time. Okay. So, financial projections. The beautiful thing about a laundromat is that it's time independent and it's recession proof. The expectation and the goal is to open up in 2026. I currently have a purchase agreement on this property. I've been through the environmental phase 1, so luckily no environmental phase 2. I've been through the title commitment process, so I am ready to open the door. Some of the work that I've done to prepare myself, why me? I've worked to become a developer. What that $5,000 investment would do for me is to support the business by creating a marketing identity kit to support community engagement and strategy. And that $1,000, I need it. So there's 5,000 plus 1,000. Scan here, help the Hub Laundromat Cafe become a reality. Thank you.
Could you speak to your capital stack?
Wonderful, thank you. Very, very good question. So my capital stack currently is I'm working with Invest Detroit. I am in process and conversations with the Michigan Economic Development Corporation. I am also courting Detroit Development Fund. I have received a grant from the Building Community Value. In addition to, I was awarded, I can't announce it publicly yet, but there is an opportunity for 25,000 architectural design. And so the capital stack is a work in progress. My pro forma is a living document, but I am very thankful that Invest Detroit is at the table and backing this project, but I'm looking for more investors.
I'm curious about this model. Has it been done anywhere else? The cafe laundromat?
So the cafe laundromat has been done in the city of Detroit on the east side at the Commons. If you have not visited the Commons, I would say visit it, and then when we open, visit us as well. The previous developer was very, very helpful in this process. I actually acquired the purchase agreement, submitted that to the city in August of 2022. The city of Detroit accepted my proposal. I negotiated the price, and the developer over at the Commons have been amazing.
Can you tell us a little bit more about your business model and how you plan to generate revenue? You have the laundry service. Are you charging like the vendors to come into the cafe? How are you planning to generate revenue?
Wonderful question. And so there will be 3 revenue models. The laundromat will provide a revenue model with drop-off laundry services. There will be machines. The highest will be $10.50. The lowest, $3.50. With respect to the healthy eats in the cafe, the goal, because I'm organized as an L3C, the goal is for me to be able to tap into philanthropic dollars to support other food vendors on the east side so that they can do what they do at TechTown and Mission Cafe.
Thank you so much.
And next we have Nedra Banks from the Grub Bank.
Okay, when I say grub, y'all say bank. Grub, bank, grub.
Bank.
Thank you, Fierce. Go back. Okay, we good to go? Okay, raise your hand. Oh, raise your hand. Raise your hand if you come home and your refrigerator looks like this. Okay, you're tired, exhausted. You're like, okay, I'm over it. I'm about to run out to the grocery store. You get to the grocery store, and what happens? The line looks like this. And we all do that what? That Michigan left. No, I'm not waiting in that long line today. So what are you supposed to do? Call the Grub what? Grub. Thank you. All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Nedra Banks. I am the proud founder and CEO of the Grub Bank. I have been in the food industry for majority of my life, in and out of restaurants, hotels, some of your homes and businesses, and I am also Detroit's food guardian. The Grub Bank saw a problem. The problem was there wasn't a lot of access to fresh and affordable food in my city. I was a single parent who didn't have transportation to get to the farmer's market or the farm where I was used to shopping. And another problem is that a lot of food goes into the garbage. Every week we clean out our refrigerator, filling that garbage can up with food that has gone to waste or we just haven't had time to eat. So the solution, the Grub, what? Bank. All right, the Grub Bank is the solution. We are providing accessibility by providing mobile markets that will be able to go into the neighborhoods and service our seniors, our kids, our families on the go, and our single family households that are struggling to find access to fresh and affordable foods. The Grub Bank is going to foster communities by offering employment opportunities, summer jobs and training programs, and employ people who also work and live in the community. We're also fostering and keeping the environment safe with our eco-friendly products and services and our Plant a Seed program that helps produce and help keep the environment safe and clean. Since 2019, the Grub Bank has been all over Detroit City. In every entrepreneur training program, we have partnered with so many great organizations and businesses to help us along this journey and bring my vision to life. Our current revenue streams we have tapped into is our target customer loves quick and convenient meals on the go, so we created a vegan meals to go program. The next source of revenue is our fresh produce that will be sold on our mobile markets, our weekly meal prep programs, and with the help of you guys to getting our first mobile market, we'll be able to increase our sales also. Just move on. Okay, first. Okay, okay, the next one. Thank you. Okay, questions? Okay, I'll go through the slides while you guys are looking at what the Grub Bank will look like in the future and where we will house our mobile markets. Oh, Ferris, I'm not stopping. Listen, no. $5,000 we need it today, plus the People's Choice Awards, so that we can launch our vegan spice line and our pancake mix so that we can get that mobile market and that brick and mortar, okay?
Could you break down your categories of revenue stream?
Oh yeah, definitely. Our first revenue stream is our vegan meals to go. Those are for our healthy individuals, people that are always busy and don't have time to cook. Our next revenue stream is the fresh produce. It's just like we're your local grocery store. And our third revenue is our weekly meal prep and delivery, where you can order your meals weekly and get them delivered to your home. Our fourth revenue stream is catering. Our fifth revenue stream is e-commerce with our spices and our other products and our digital products also.
And the location? Where's the location of the brick and mortar?
The Grub Bank will be in every strategic Detroit zone that there is to have. We want a location with about 2,600 square feet, and the location that you saw up here is on Grand River and Greenfield.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Grub Bank.
Next up is Joy Robinson from Joy of Nails.
How many of you like to get your nails and feet done? How many of you know someone who has back problems, elderly or diabetic? Can you imagine not having the flexibility or proper tools to cut your own toenails? Well, I am here to help. My name is Joy Robinson, and I'm the owner of Joy of Nails. I have been in the nail industry for 35 years. I am a licensed nail tech with expertise in acrylic and gel nails. I'm a certified master pedicurist, and I perform pedicures on everyone, including diabetics and people with foot problems. And I'm also a deserologist. I provide nail services for the deceased upon request. I find joy in what I do, and that's why I continuously get educated in the latest trends and techniques, because I like to bring art into nails, display nails and just make them beautiful. I find great pleasure in committed to high quality and safe foot care services for everyone, especially diabetics, because 1 in 5 Americans have diabetes and up to 24% loses a toe or foot due to improper foot care. I want people to get a boost of confidence and comfort when they get the Joy experience, and that's why regular foot care maintenance is important. I am currently I started Joy of Nails in 2019, and I'm currently in a 12 by 10 nail suite on the Avenue of Fashion. I service over 100 clients per month, and I need help. I need to expand into this building, 1,000 square foot building in the Linwood and Dexter corridor, to train people in that neighborhood to provide high quality services, a retail nail supply, and also a place where I can host advanced nail technique workshops for other nail techs. My business has grown over the years, and in 2021, I grossed $17,700. But by the end of this year, it's predicted that I will gross $78,000. And in 2025, when I open my brick and mortar, I plan on employing 1 nail tech each year, and by 2027, it's predicted that I will gross $260,000. My average nail and pedicure service is $60 currently. With the $5,000, I would like to use $2,500 for lease negotiations, $1,500 for accounting, and $1,000 for an updated website. So if you and your loved one or someone you know is in need for nail or foot care, come to me, Joy of Nails. Thank you. I'm sorry about that.
The workshops, can you tell me a little bit about the revenue that you expect from doing the workshops?
Yes, the limit of it, I would accept 8 nail techs, and I offered a variety of nail shops from Apres Gel X applications, nail designs, and they are $300. They're like 3 to 5 hours, depending on what technique they are willing to learn. And like I said, and that would bring about, I would plan on doing it each quarter, so that would bring like $9,600 a year into my revenue, along with my nail services and the products that you saw out in shea butter and foot products that I sell.
Thank you.
Yeah.
How much work does your space need, and what are your sources of capital to renovate the space?
Well, one thing, like I learned, I'm a capital stack. I'm also in Motor City Match right now. It would need, well, where I'm looking at on Linwood, it is white box. So I was looking at $150,000 to do a build out, because I want to have private rooms for pedicures. People feel more confident, but I love what I do, and I like to make people run out of the shop after I'm done.
What made you want to move from the Avenue of Fashion to the Dexter Linwood area?
I love the Avenue of Fashion. I've been on Livernois for 35 years. But because it's a lot of nail techs, but on Linwood, there aren't any nail techs. There's maybe 1 nail salon that's on Davison near Dexter. And that's my neighborhood, and it's up and coming. So I want to be the first of the revamp. All right, thank you.
All right, last but not least, Lisa Session from Da Bomb Taco.
Passion, dream, purpose. My passion is hospitality, my dream is to become a restaurateur, and my purpose is to serve. Now, in discovering these truths, my vision has sparked. I'm Lisa Session, owner and operator of Da Bomb Taco, and my vision is the enhancement of Detroit neighborhoods with great food and genuine hospitality. The problem I faced while growing up in my Detroit neighborhood was an inability to find the restaurants that I desired. Namely, one that served fast, casual Mexican food located close to where I lived. And this problem persists today as my neighborhood still lacks this type of restaurant. With a valuation of nearly $20 billion annually, the fast casual Mexican restaurant industry is one that is growing and highly favored by U.S. consumers. But despite this, the nearly 60,000 residents in and around my neighborhood are forced to seek the fast casual Mexican food they desire, often outside of the city in which they live, like at Chipotle in Ferndale. Well, this inspired me to launch Da Bomb Taco. Da Bomb Taco combines authentic Mexican flavors and expert craftsmanship with genuine hospitality, and it's guaranteed to blow you away. Why are we so bomb, Fred? We bring flavor to every layer. Our wholesome menu appeals to everyone. We source authentic Mexican ingredients, and not to mention, according to the Detroit News, Da Bomb Taco lives up to its name. Now, since our launch in 2022, we've operated as a food truck, but with our expansion to brick and mortar, we'll permanently solve the problem by being that conveniently located destination for the fast, casual Mexican food the neighborhood needs. Now, let's talk about traction. In our first year, we had sales of 25,000, and this year we'll hit 70. But in 2025, with the opening of our brick and mortar, we'll reach our sales projection of $300,000. We'll achieve further growth in 2026 with the addition of a second food truck, and in 2027 with the debut of our product line. Now, I know you might be thinking, why me? But under my leadership, Da Bomb Taco is poised to succeed. I possess degrees in business, finance, and culinary arts, and over the years, I've intentionally sought the widest breadth of hospitality experience in the hopes that one day it'd make me a better restaurateur. And now that day has almost come. Recently, we found a space, and now I need your help to achieve my vision. Judges, my ask is for you to grant me that $5,000. And audience, please vote me as your favorite. I'll use the funding toward our building signage and a marketing campaign that'll keep us on track for a successful grand opening in 2025. So, who wants to help me fulfill my passion, realize my dream, and serve my purpose while bringing explosively flavorful tacos and more to Detroit neighborhoods and beyond?
Have you had a contractor experienced in building kitchens look at what it would cost to make your space in the space you need?
The great thing about the space that we found is it is a former food service establishment. So all I literally have to do is procure my equipment, lay it out as my operation requires, and so we will thankfully be able to avoid that major cost to upgrade a non-food service establishment to a food service establishment.
And will the location be in the same neighborhood where the truck currently is?
It is. That's been part of our strategy from the beginning to sort of nestle our Da Bomb Taco food truck operation in the same neighborhood that we will operate the brick and mortar. And so the space is on Woodward Avenue, and it is on the perimeter of our trade area, as you saw on the map. And that will allow us to reach the clients and the guests that we've already, that already are great fans of Da Bomb Taco, while continuing to earn more.
Thank you.
Have you secured a lease yet?
We have not yet secured a lease, but I do have an attorney working on my behalf to negotiate it.
So you still plan on operating the food truck while you're opening the retail brick
We
and mortar
do.
location, right?
That's part of our revenue and our business model, to keep the food truck running, to actually have a fleet, and to use that storefront, that brick and mortar, as a storefront and a home base for the food truck. It will make us so much more efficient and profitable. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Wow, what do you guys think? Give him a hand, give him another hand. Congratulations. Now I know that we have to do 15 minutes for the judges to go and deliberate in the room, and they have to wrestle to see who would like to get, fight for each other. It's not fights, but just negotiate who should get it. I want to say something really important. In those 15 minutes, please feel free to go out and network and eat and refill, but just know within 15 minutes we're going to come back. But there's also a chance for you to play a role today. Do you guys know what that is? Right, we're going to have you a chance to vote for your people choice. So you could pull up your phones, and while we're gone, the votes will continue. And just know that So we'll be back in 15 minutes while we deliberate, and when we come back, we could debrief. As you saw today, what we just did actually is what you might have seen in the classroom between Christina, Carrie, and I, and Latrice. It's a team that takes it and makes it happen. And of course, all the people behind the scene that will make sure that we mention at least most of their names that are here today. With that, 15 minutes break. We'll be right back. What do you guys think? Okay, so I want to mention just a couple of things, because a lot of times people who have not been part of the program might not know the whole big picture. So these 12 weeks that they spending their time and energy really on their business and working the 3 hours in addition to the 15 or 20 more hours that it might have taken them to develop and the idea that they had and move forward with the business, these moments may make you think that this is it. And the truth is, we know in the journey of opening a retail store or a brick and mortar store, or brick and mortar in general, it's much bigger than this $5,000 award that they will get. So we have 5 people that will get $5,000 and 1 person will get $1,000. But I want you to know one thing, all of them are winners for going through the program, all of them winners for applying for the program, all of them are winners for being here every single day and working on their business. So let's just give them a congratulations. And I could tell you that the judges struggled in the room, and from my perspective, and Christina and Carrie and the team behind, Latrice and everybody at the TechTown team, from that perspective, all we care for is that they struggled to make that decision. And as long as they struggle, that means people were really looking good and sounding good for their business, for the judges to say, who should we give it to? So with that being said, this $5,000 awards will get them to hopefully the next milestone that they're going after, but it's not the end all. It's actually just the beginning where they are today. And each one of them will get 6 months in advance of this, in addition to this, to get business coaching from the TechTown team. So that's already a big win. So we'll stick around after this for some photos. We'll do a big selfie, and we'll do pictures, obviously, for the people who might get some additional checks. But we also want to thank some few people that maybe not here, so maybe I'll do it now before we do the checks. So therefore, I want to thank, of course, our sponsors, and I have them just to make sure I don't miss anyone. We want to thank JP Morgan Chase, and we want to thank NEI. We want to thank Ralph Wilson, and we want to thank Walter Family Foundation. We'll thank them again at the end. Because as you know, putting this show on, and there are a few people from TechTown that are here that I want to make sure that I have them embarrass them maybe at the end a little bit, have them come up and stand up so we can thank them for all their work to make this happen. But I want to say something important about this, because a lot of times we think, as you know, someone paid for this to happen. And none of the entrepreneurs, I mean, they might have contributed a little bit of match. They all will get the $500 actually. For those who don't get extra cash, they will get $500 back that they invested initially in the business to be in the program. They will get all of that back at the end of their graduation, as long as they did all the work that is needed, which is then someone else had to pay for all of this. So these foundations are really important to make our work happen and for you to be part of it. So thank you for them, and thank you, of course, for doing the work. With that, I think we'll just have every one of you guys come with a check, You could introduce who you're going to give the check to. Not that they chose them, but we're having each one of them to present somebody. So with that, we'll start with you, Marlon. When you hear your name, just come up to the stage.
With pleasure, I would like to present this to Joy of Nails.
It is our pleasure to present this award to the Bomb Taco.
Up next, we have Next Level Fitness.
We are super excited to present this next award to Foretaste.
All right, so I love this award, you guys. This is my favorite one every year because this is the Facilitators Award. This one goes to a business owner who took advantage of everything that we offered in this program, was on time and came to every single session, took advantage of the opportunity for one-on-ones with our strategists to talk about their business, did all of the extra credit work, and as you've heard, that is a lot of work. So imagine doing extra on top of that every single week, right? And just killed it and really, really worked their tail off trying to refine their business model and really learn how to talk about a complicated business very simply. This one's for the Revamp and Amanda.
And now for People's Choice. So y'all voted, and more than 30% of the vote went to Lily Ann's.
Give him a hand, yeah? So we'll have some, yeah. Sure, just come on to the center so we can take one big photo for you guys and just take one big picture. Say. Maybe with the judges, one with the judges? Yeah. Yeah, judges, one with the judges, yeah. And then maybe one with you guys, Christina Carey. You judges. Go. One more, yeah. Cool. Thank you. Christina Carey. Can you guys stay here? We just have a few things we got to do, and then we'll let you go. I know it's too exciting, but I want to make sure that whole RBC, if you guys want to stay, we're going to do one other thing. But I do want to thank some people. I see some faces, so I'm going to name you by name. And thanks to Carrie and Christina, they helped me with this. So with that, let me see. I think we want to thank, of course, everybody who's here. I want to thank you for making the time to be with us. So thank you. Of course, I want to thank Ned for doing the opening remarks and for his kind words. Latrice, Tahara, Marcus, Heather, Victoria, Michelle, Fradusi, Kimberly, Amanda, I'm old, I can't see that close. Susanna, Maya, Mary, Grace, Carolyn, Andrea. I think I didn't forget anyone. And of course, there's Amanda and Susanna. And for all the people who are not here from TechTown, it's really impossible to list all of them. I want to just say from the bottom of our heart as a program delivery team, thank you so much for supporting us, making this happen. Thank you for being here. Thank you for, for the entrepreneurs for your work. And of course, thank you to our sponsors. Without you, nothing would have happened. Without you participating, nothing would have happened. And without you showing up here today, nothing would have happened. So thank you. With that, and of course, our judges, thank you for making the time and being here. And that's it. We'll take one big photo. Christina, Carrie. I need Christina and Carrie. We're going to do a big selfie. Give me a thumbs up on the back.